Good evening. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler, and tonight we're going to talk about very cold temperatures to start this weekend here in the first full weekend of January, and then we have a January thaw coming. So we expect a lot of the snow that's on the ground will be melting this next upcoming week. So let's get started and start off with the cold. First of all, I'll start off with a review of the 4 to 5 January 2018 snowstorm across southeast Virginia. This storm, by the way, these graphics are courtesy of the National Weather Service Wakefield office. This storm system, wow, it was quite an intense system. We did expect a good storm system, and just like all good snowstorms in southeast Virginia, when you get them, you get a very wide range of snowfall totals. If you look closer towards the actual waterfront, the ocean area, you only had 3 inches of snow over there. But then just drive a little bit further inland and you jump from 3 to 9 to as much as 12 inches of snow in the Chesapeake area over towards Virginia Beach inland a little bit, 8 inches up at Norfolk. So these were the totals from the storm. You can see where the greatest snowfall fell right into southeast Virginia, the Hampton Roads area. So this was quite a system, very dynamic. You probably have seen a lot of reports on the news of how historic of a system it was. It definitely met the criteria for what's known as a meteorological bomb, and that is when the barometric pressure drops 24 millibars in a 24-hour period. So quite an intense system, hurricane force winds out over the water, just some amazing wave heights. And, we're still locked in with this snowpack over southeast Virginia, as today remained in the 20s for high temperatures here on the 5th of January. Let's take a look at the record cold weekend now that we have ahead. So we'll start off with this very chilly, very cold temperatures as another round of Arctic air comes in behind that historic storm that went up the East Coast. These are courtesy of the National Weather Service Wakefield office, just showing you what the record lows are. Actually, these are record high maximums right here for both Saturday the 6th of January and Sunday the 7th of January. And on the right are your record low readings. And then in parentheses, you have the years that these records occurred. So for example, in the Norfolk area, the record high temperature, the lowest high temperature that has occurred, was 21 degrees in 1912 on the 6th of January, while the record low got down to 10 degrees back in 1924. Now, these temperatures could very easily be threatened for tomorrow. Sunday, the 7th of January, Norfolk 26 was the coldest high temperature for the date back in 2014, so actually not that long ago. And then the coldest low temperature, record low, was 13 degrees back in 1884 in Norfolk. There are also the Richmond, the Salisbury, Maryland, Elizabeth City, North Carolina area as well for their record low-high temperatures. So these were the coldest days during the daytime, and these were the coldest temperatures, the record lows at night. So this is the kind of territory that we could be facing this weekend. We could be breaking some of these temperatures that go back quite some time. Here is the actual temperature anomalies in degrees Celsius from the 1st of January through the 5th so far for this month. It's been a very frigid start to 2018. The core of the coldest air is situated over Iowa, northern Missouri, Illinois, Indiana. If you look at the scale here, this is degrees Celsius. These are departures from normal. These are departures from normal. Basically during the daytime, the average highs, the departures from the average highs. And you see southeast Virginia, we're looking at -8 to -10 degrees Celsius below normal. So that's quite impressive. The cold is centered over the Midwest and the eastern U.S. And then if you went out to California, you would say, what cold? Above normal temperatures in California, Nevada, New Mexico, and Arizona. So that's where the warmth has been, the above normal temperatures. All right, so let's take a look at the forecast now starting tomorrow. With the jet stream, we still show an area of a deep trough, upper level trough as winds blow from the jet stream from north central Canada down into the Midwest and eventually to the eastern seaboard. As a result, the coldest air, most dense air, is going to basically push down into the base of this long wave trough. Imagine that this is like a bowl, and you pour some liquid into the bowl, it's going to settle into the lowest or deepest part of that bowl. The same thing in the atmosphere. With upper level troughs at 30,000 feet, the coldest air tends to settle into the base of the bowl. Okay, so we have some very strong push of cold air again for the weekend. On the right here, it shows a 1,040 millibar surface high, Arctic high, situated over eastern Iowa by tomorrow morning, the 6th of January. Clockwise flow around the high continues to push in cold air advection or colder air moving into the area. And this again could bring record low temperatures into southeast Virginia and perhaps a record low high temperature, the coldest high temperature tomorrow on the 6th of January. We'll have to see how that all pans out. By the Sunday the 7th of January, big change in the jet stream. So we had a flow from Canada and we had a trough over the eastern U.S. By Sunday that begins to lift out and the weather pattern becomes more zonal across the eastern U.S. A little bit of troughing back over the Intermountain West. But with a zonal, more west-to-east flow across the eastern U.S., you're going to get more in the way of moderating temperatures. Sunday will still be fairly cold. We do have a snowpack as well, so temperatures are going to take some time to moderate. The center of the Arctic high pressure system is at a 1036 millibar high, situated over the southeast Virginia, North Carolina border by Sunday, giving us plenty of clear skies and sunshine. But it will still be very cold with the Arctic high overhead. Now, when we get to Monday, the 8th of January, the Arctic high slides off and continues weakening as the winds shift around more to the southwest, clockwise around this Arctic high as it moves off the coast. You're going to get some modifying temperatures, even milder temperatures by Monday, where we expect high temperatures in the middle, possibly to the upper 40s, 45 to 47 degrees Monday. We do have a new storm system that has developed, and that has basically gone into the base of this long wave trough. Over Arkansas, there is a surface low reflection showing up in conjunction with this upper level trough. So we do have a lot of rain showers from Texas, Houston area, all the way up into Louisiana, or Kentucky rather, into southern Indiana, and then snow, wintry precip further north into Ohio, New York State, and into Maine. So Monday, we're going to be more of a southwesterly wind flow, milder temperatures in the 40s, and that's really when the January thaw begins. Snow melt will really start taking place more appreciably on Monday. Tuesday the 9th, we have that storm system that's situated down in the south. It takes a deeper dive from Arkansas on Monday the 8th all the way down into the northeastern Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday the 9th. A new system is now along the western U.S. California could finally be looking at getting some rain into, they desperately need some rain. They've been really dry this winter to this point. So it's good to see that California will be getting some rain on this new storm system as this deepening trough develops off the west coast of the U.S. As for southeast Virginia, we're looking at possibly some scattered showers, not expecting anything too heavy, Monday night and Tuesday. This low pressure system will remain fairly disorganized and just basically push out to sea. That's the way things look right now, and then we'll have a little bit of high pressure building in behind that departing moisture and that rain. Forecast for midweek, the 10th of January, continuing with this storm system over the southwestern U.S. It had brought rain to California on Tuesday the 9th. It pushes further east. Here's the surface reflection over Colorado. So you have some scattered mountain snows across the western U.S. For southeast Virginia, we are looking dry as the high pressure is influencing the weather. Possibly partly to mostly cloudy conditions by Wednesday. But again, fairly mild. We finally see some milder temperatures to really melt this snow. Looking longer range now, the 12th of January and 14th of January, we've got a deepening trough of lower pressure or upper level trough digging at the jet stream level, a reestablishment of colder temperatures by 15 January. As you can see on this chart here, this is the 14th. We basically will have a surface cold front pushing through and off behind a departing storm system. We do expect a deepening trough over the eastern U.S. Again, you see this ridge building back up over the western Canada area, which has been a recurring theme so far this winter. But the difference is we're looking at quick hitting shots of cold air. So we don't expect this pattern to lock in like this like it has recently. So the final thoughts for tonight's video, we will see some record-breaking cold across southeast Virginia this weekend as Arctic air spills south yet again. It seems like a recurring theme. The last 10 days have been some of the coldest days that we have observed in quite some time across the area. Saturday, the 6th of January, tomorrow. That will be the coldest day with high temperatures only reaching up to 22 degrees. Keep in mind, our normal high for Southeast Virginia this time of year is 48 degrees. We are well below normal. That's quite some departures there. The overnight lows will be between 5 and 10 degrees above zero, with a snowpack Friday and Saturday nights in place. We got the snowpack. With a snowpack, you get much colder temperatures during the daytime when the sun's out. A lot of that solar radiation is reflected off of the snowpack. This reflection property is known as albedo, where snowpack reflects a lot of incoming solar radiation. Simply put, the sun is not used in heating the lower level of the atmosphere. Instead, it's basically reflected back out to space. So temperatures are going to be very cold with the snowpack in place and Arctic high pressure building in. A wind chill advisory has been issued by the National Weather Service office in Wakefield for tonight into basically 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow morning, the 6th of January, we're expecting wind chills between 0 and 10 below zero. Whew, bundle up out there. The winds are west-northwest, and they still are quite breezy, 10 to 15 knots. So we don't expect that wind to quite let up until Saturday night, tomorrow night. All right, January thaw is expected with highs rising into the middle 40s on Monday. The 8th of January, high temperatures in the 40s will eventually climb even into the 50s by the end of next week, about the 11th or 12th of January. So we do expect lots of snow melt and standing water. Keep that in mind, a lot of standing water from the 8th to the 11th of January. This snow is going to melt relatively quickly. All right, so we do have a possible new storm system between 13 and 15 January, but this time Southeast Virginia will be much warmer. So we're mostly looking at liquid type precip, rain along the coast. Possibly looking at snow inland. Right now the models are looking at a storm system that moves up over the Appalachian Mountains. Not really as much a coastal low, but it'll have to be watched. Colder again behind the low and a passing cold front around the 15th of January. So we do expect cold temperatures troughing in the eastern U.S. again. But these cold temperatures, again, I will emphasize, will be more transitory. Not a locked-in pattern like we've recently seen and experienced from the 25th of December to 7 January. We've had a locked-in trough in the eastern U.S., deep upper-level trough, just ushering in Arctic shot after Arctic shot. But that does not look like it'll be the case in the long range. It looks like it's going to be more passing shots of cold air. All right, that wraps things up tonight in Spot On Weather. I'm glad everybody, hopefully you're staying warm out there tonight, and try to remain off the roads if possible. Hopefully this the snow melt will happen starting Monday, and everybody will be able to get around again. All right, that wraps things up. Remember, we're Spot On Weather. If we're not spot on, we're not doing it right. Have a great evening, everyone.